When LEGO Ideas announced that the foosball table was going to become a real LEGO set, I was like,
very excited.
But when LEGO Ideas revealed that this was the foosball table that we were getting for $250, I was more like,
Go!
But my reaction certainly isn't unwarranted given just how much change this thing underwent during its development. From what people voted on with a pretty sizable tabletop foosball experience, providing 8 separate rows of characters to kick the foosball, down to just 4 rows in this finalized version of the LEGO tabletop foosball. It's quite baffling just how small this is, but the changes were so drastic that LEGO did nearly cancel this set during its development, which raises 2 questions. 1, why would they nearly cancel this LEGO foosball table? And 2, maybe more importantly, why didn't they cancel the LEGO Foosball Table? Why they nearly canceled this set is pretty straightforward. They had a ton of issues during the development phase testing this set where different models of the set would just continuously break because they were too large and had too many weak points for whatever reason. And one of those examples I can give you here is with these Technic axles, and these will be the 4 main axles that we'll see on the set. And as you can see, they're just one solid piece, and they're already pretty bendy here. You can see I can bend this pretty easily, and the designers were saying that these were snapping and bending during testing, and we can assume that in the original model they would have had a wider model, and I believe these are the longest Technic rods they use. So if we use one of these pieces here, you can connect another Technic rod, and you end up with a much wider area here, which allows for more figures. This could have been the full 11-a-side version of the foosball table type of design. However, it's something that pretty easily comes apart. And certainly when you're spinning this and playing really hard on the foosball table, and certainly I've done so myself, you might just end up snapping that or having it come apart, and that's just not going to be a good play experience. So I can see why this is something they wanted to stay away from. It is something that would pretty much ruin the play experience of the set. Unfortunately, in doing so, we end up with a drastically compromised model. However, when it comes to exactly why LEGO did not cancel the foosball table, we can only really speculate, and there's a few different reasons they may not have canceled it. The first of which being that they really just wanted to release a foosball table like they said they would. They wanted to hold up their end of the bargain, which isn't a bad thing, and we can certainly see that echoed in one of the quotes from someone who certainly doesn't work for LEGO Star Wars. We really tried to give everyone what they voted for, exactly like the fan submission. So maybe that's it. But there's a couple other good ones here, potentially with the World Cup coming out. I mean, the timing of this is probably no accident, given that the World Cup will be going on. LEGO might see a huge boost in sales, and they were like, we can't not bring this product to market and see how it goes, given the potential boost in sales. Maybe that's how they were looking at it. But my cynical theory, and what I personally subscribe to, is that they put this set out for $250 because they think you will buy anything. We've seen a lot of examples of the they'll buy anything mantra from LEGO in general over the past couple of years, but the 2 big examples that have also come out in late 2022 are the $350 Black Panther bust, as well as the $550 Hulkbuster. I mean, those are just insanely priced sets for sets that people want, but what they really should have done is made smaller models that are still nicely detailed display pieces for cheaper prices, and it would have equally filled the void in everyone's hearts for those specific items. But unlike those Marvel sets, this LEGO foosball table suffers from a very different problem. One relatively unique to itself in the world of LEGO, in that it has to compete with other foosball tables. If you want a tabletop foosball experience, you can get that for $50 from Target, Walmart, Academy Sports, you name it. They probably have a $50 tabletop foosball that you can buy, and you're going to get the same experience as a LEGO one. And you might say, but Ryan, the building experience. If you're looking for a building experience, you should, 1, just buy a $50 foosball table, and then 2, buy a $200 LEGO set and build that instead, because at least that is something that could look good on your display, unlike a foosball table. But that's not to say the foosball table is poorly designed or looks particularly ugly. It's quite pretty for a foosball table. It's just you don't buy a $250 LEGO foosball table to put on your shelf as a display piece, and LEGO tried to solve that issue by including a minifigure display stand with like a soccer dugout, whatever the equivalent is from baseball here, with a bunch of soccer players. It's kind of cool with blue team and red team, but this to me is just added cost that is wholly unnecessary. It is part of the reason this set is so terribly overpriced at $250. And I don't care about the value for the parts. I care about the value proposition as a foosball table for $250. This is insane. But you know, it's the classic case of if it was cheaper, it would be better. But what LEGO did here is they added in a bunch of unique flesh tone minifigure faces and new hair pieces and all of that sort of stuff. And you can open this up and there's a plethora more of minifig heads and hair pieces that are adding cost to this set that you will maybe never use. Like, you can always change them out on the figures on the set, but my thought process was like, why not just make them plain figures like almost every other foosball table ever? Just black and red minifigures or blue and red minifigures, just classic style LEGO minifigures, something simple, something super cheap to allow you to bring the cost down as much as possible on this set. But perhaps to play devil's advocate with myself, if you're already going to spend $200 on a foosball table, why not make it $50 more and add in a bunch of minifigure faces, because you can't make it any cheaper anyway, so why not just make it more expensive? I don't know. That seems to have been the thought process here. Now, when it comes to how it operates as a foosball table, you have 2 rows for each team. You've got a very flat floor with printed pieces that look like the ground of a foosball table or soccer field. It's actually quite nice. In the corners, you have these red flags that kind of can help direct the ball inward and also kind of, I guess in a way, serve as boundary markers, which is kind of neat. And then the balls for these are actually super smooth. They are like ridiculously smooth. They're like gumballs almost. It's kind of scary, like a kid would eat it type of thing. But there is no like insert hole on the side of the model, which is one of the things I love about foosball tables, but that's completely missing. So you just have to drop it in the middle and kind of let it roll to a side, which to me is kind of lame. For $250, you couldn't work in a hole in the side. Like, that is something I'm definitely missing here. The scoring system is simple. When the ball rolls through, you have to push down a point for yourself up to 5 points, like so. Now, when the ball gets shot out the end here, you can just pick it up. But something that's kind of low-key good about this set, like I said, it's not a poorly designed set. It's just too much money for what you're getting here. But if a minifig is to come loose from their position and somehow get kicked into the goal, they won't get stuck in the goal. They'll actually fall right through as well. So it's big enough to handle any type of issue that you could run into during the course of normal play. It's way heavier than I remember it. So I did the only sensible thing and bought a vintage 2005 Star Wars foosball table for $250, literally the same price as the LEGO Foosball Table. So I thought it would just make sense to compare the LEGO Foosball Table to a real foosball table that cost me the same amount of money, even though you can probably buy a nicer, newer foosball table for the same amount of money. I just wanted a vintage 2005 Star Wars foosball table. Because look at it, it's cool. It says, for your safety, lift team. This item is heavy. It's way heavier than I remember it. So I have no idea where this was sold or what it costs at the time, honestly. But it couldn't have cost more than the LEGO one at $250. Oh my god, it's amazing. I don't know how to describe the material. I'm sure some of the experts in the comments will know, but it's kind of this material and pretty solid though. Kind of has a bit of a weird smell, to be honest, but that's fine. Very importantly, they want me to send back the survey to tell them my marital status. So this whole foosball table doesn't seem to want to work. Like, that screw is well below the hole where it's supposed to go through, where it's supposed to like line up with this piece here. Like, none of this is working. Like, it looks like really cool, maybe, if I can get it to work. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to have to go find a different foosball table to compare the LEGO Foosball Table to. I don't think 2005 Star Wars Foosball Table is a very quality foosball table. The screwdriver literally broke trying to do this one. Oh my lord. Yeah, this is not going well. Looks like we're going to have to throw in the towel on this one because I can't figure this out. I don't think it works. You know, I'll give LEGO props. At least they don't have IKEA furniture type of building versus a real foosball table that is IKEA furniture type of building, except this one's from 2005, so it's probably even worse. I'm keeping the signs though. The sides, they look cool. Now on location with Foosball Master MJ. No, not that MJ. MJ, how are you feeling about my LEGO foosball table here?
It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
To say the least.
For a similar price to what we have right in front of us, the beauty, a real Barrington Billard Company foosball table.
There's not even holes in this one, it's pathetic.
We played a couple games on this. How would you describe the experience?
I was underwater.
It's like, yeah, it's like you're punching in a dream.
Exactly.
That's what playing this is like. It's like punching in a dream.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do what you want. It sucks. So I think that's a great way to describe it. Okay, let's compare that experience to this. The size difference between a $250 LEGO foosball table, and I know you said this one's a little bit more than $250, I think, but you know, it's all in the neighborhood.
It's like it's not $300. It's right around $250.
Yeah, like you can find a foosball table this size for even cheaper. It might not be as quality, but like
It might break after a while.
yeah, sure, but it's still a full-size foosball table for the same amount of price as this tiny garbage Lego foosball table for $250. The only thing the Lego foosball table has on any real foosball table is it's nicer to build versus like screws and crap. You put this one together with your dad, right?
Yeah. The amount of curse words that were said.
Why are they using the blender right now?
This one was like a full body workout while having nails drilled into you.
God.
That's really the only way I can describe it, because it's very weird to put together.
Right.
Because you can't tell how even things are by looking at it. You have to like use an entire level and stuff.
Yeah.
That extra equipment that it doesn't tell you about.
My thing is, as soon as I opened the Star Wars one that I had bought, I was like, why didn't I pay someone else to do this? I did not want to put it together.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a nightmare anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So. You serve first. A goal already! Oh my god. Oh, what a goal! Wow, amazing.
Yeah, look at that acting.
Woo! Another one! 3-0. It's intense here. It's just really intense.
This is horrible. I never.
Oh! Oh no! I scored on myself. Oh. There's not enough travel for the ball. There's no time for a play to develop. Working along the boards here. Oh, get in there! Oh!
It's Lego plastic. Riding on plastic.
It's super smooth. Another one! 4-1.
Something Ryan can actually be looking at.
Don't put that in the video.
I'm getting from this is gonna buy Lego sports products. This is depressing.
Oh! It's so tiny.
I would rather learn geometry than this.